The next person is Brooke.
Yes, hello. Here, Jackson has some apple juice. Okay, hey guys, how are you? My name is Brooke Smith. I'm the Student Government Association President at Medgar Evers College. I've had the pleasure of speaking at hearings and press conferences with the University of Student Senate, but I would love to have a transparent conversation with you right now about my views on disability services and serving as a qualified female leader. New York State enacted the Enough is Enough Act, also known as the EIE Act, as a way of protecting students from issues of sexual violence on campus. The Spark training program that we've all taken every year enhances the compliance with the EIE Act. In similar fashion, college students with disabilities have been victims of discrimination with no clear definition of what reasonable accommodations are. The lack of knowledge and underfunding of disability services have left students like me with no choice but to step up to the plate and do something about it. As your Vice Chair of Disability Affairs, one of my major initiatives will be to create legislation that can address these issues. The working title of this legislation is called the Different Not Denied Act. This act will be established to reduce cases of discrimination against students living with disabilities, improve education, and awareness of compliance by calling on institutions to provide an annual discrimination prevention and response training to staff, faculty, administration, and students. With your support, the University Student Senate can be the birthplace of a statewide policy that will include a clearly defined description on how to accommodate students with disabilities with classroom lessons, assignments, attendance, exams, and field activities. I often get asked how I'm able to push through and work on these issues when I myself struggle with my own mental health diagnosis. I look at people like New York City public advocate Jumaane Williams, who openly discusses his challenges with Tourette's syndrome, ADHD, fights bouts of depression and anxiety, and I'm inspired by how he leads with such poise and passion. And then I tell myself, if he can do it, I can do it. But still, how? It starts with an amazing support system, my loving mother, my friends, my sisters from Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and last but certainly not least, my absolutely and always amazing husband, Colin Smith, who not only sits here as a delegate for Medgar Evers College, but wants to run for steering as well. But when he saw that a group of qualified women wanted to come together and support each other instead of being divided, being catty, or pinned against each other like the world teaches us to, he came to me and told me to go make history, and he chose not to run. Now, some of you may be thinking that's the sweetest thing in the world, while other people may actually be bothered that he did that. And that right there is a conversation that needs to be had. I want to leave you with an analogy. For those who like hip hop, think about the record labels that have your favorite hip hop artists on. For years, record labels would sign the same type of artist, but limit themselves to one female rapper, citing that they didn't want the women to compete against each other. 1 second. Mwah. So meanwhile, rappers like Little Wack Wack or Young Wack Wack were pretty much the same type of rapper, putting out the same type of music, all on the same label. That right there is an example of what we as women have been taught for a long time, that there can only be one qualified woman in leadership at a time. Anything more would be too much, too controversial, and it wouldn't be representative of the people. Now, it sounds a lot like with what gets said to people of color when they want Black-owned events, Black-owned TV channels, or even the phrase Black Lives Matter. So when I say women in leadership matter, are you going to tell me that all leadership matters? Yes, we know it does. But you may not have noticed that there was a problem when it came to women in leadership if it wasn't directly happening to you. We represent the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties, the sisters that help raise all of you on this call. We have stood up for our men. We have fought for our men. We fought for ourselves. And we are dependent on you to fight for us because we are all qualified. And as your next Vice Chair of Disability Affairs, I am committed to revolutionizing inclusivity for a student-centric and equitable CUNY. Thank you.